Hi guys, it's Margaret, and today I'm bringing you my Amazon FBA sales update for May. I think I'm going to start doing these every couple of weeks instead of waiting and doing a monthly one because there are a lot of sales. I do like to share everything because I like you to see the variety of types of things that you can send in, and I am in no way even scratching the surface of what could be done if you really apply yourself. I haven't sent in a shipment in a while. I've sent in 2, maybe 3 shipments this whole year. I for sure have not sent in a shipment since our last video. So this is all things that have been sent in and are just at the warehouse and have been there for however long they've been there. So, I mean, and that works for me. Everybody's different, and I know it's comforting actually to know, like, if I needed to really ramp it up, I could really go out and source and make, have more shipments going in and have more things selling. But anyway, this is the way I do it. I pick up things from garage sales and thrift stores and occasionally from clearance, and then I send them in that way. I don't go out scanning, through different retail stores looking for things to send in. Nothing wrong with that. That's just not my way, not my style, and that's okay. All right, so here we go. So these are things that sold in May. Here we've got, this is again are those color shifters. This one was really kind of cool. It's like a bee or something. It's sold for $11.69, and so after all the fees and everything, I brought back $6.92. And these I think I picked up on sale like for $1, because normally the color shifters were a little bit more than the normal ones. Pardon me. Alrighty, next up, this is a book called The I Ching Classic Changes. So anyway, sold for $9.99. That brought me home $4.84. Books. Okay, books that I send in, I generally pick up from 1 of 2 or 3 places. Garage sales, if I can get them cheap. 2 of the thrift stores near me have books really cheap. Kids books at one of them are 10 cents. Grown-up books are usually about a quarter or 50 cents depending. But frequently they have big blowout sales where they'll say 10 books for $1, because they just get so many and they don't have the space for them. Okay. So, I Ching. It brought home $4.84. All right, these little foo-foo, I wish I could remember where I got them because I did have a few different ones. There was a bear one, and then you'll see there's like another elephant, and I can't remember where I picked them up for the life of me though. But they're like the blanket like rolls up into the little bear thingy. But I know I probably paid $1 or $2 for them, and they sold. Let's see, this was $18.20, so that brought me home $12.45. That's good. And then I had to poly bag, bag it up, send it in. Here we've got Mother Goose and Little Nobody. This book sold for $9.99, which brought me home $5.23. I like finding vintage books that someone will want that nostalgia factor of when they were a kid, they had this book, and it's so hard to find. You can't just go to Barnes & Noble and pick it up, right? Mother Goose and Little Nobody. Okay, and then next, another Miss Tiana doll. I almost bought another Tiana. It was like a baby doll one, but I didn't pick her up. She needed a little work. But anyway, this one sold for $19.99 and brought me $13.97. I'll pick up Tiana all day long. Okay, here we've got a tie Pluffies, and what that is a little bit bigger. It's not like a Beanie Baby size, and they're real super soft. And this one I know I picked up for 50 cents at the thrift store, charity shop, and it sold for $17.99, which brought me $12.27. And here is a Barney VHS. This one sold for $9.99, and my net was $5.23. These I pick up as well at the charity shop. They've got VHS 10 for $1, so it's always nice to look through them. What's it gonna hurt? Oh, and I picked these up. These are ones that I think, get off clearance because I had a bunch of them that I sent in, and they have been slow. So it sold for $8.01. My net was $4.25, so yeah, not too bad. It all adds up, right? It all adds up. This was a book. I actually got this like at a church garage sale or something like that. The Bedroom Bandit. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Bedroom Bandit sold for $15.12, which brought home $9.94. Yeah. All right, here's a copy of The Jungle Book. Again, this is, it's a pretty common book, but okay. there was a major snafu apparently. Yesterday I finished up making this video, and once I got to the Jungle Book part, all of a sudden the audio was not recording anymore, which is really bizarre. And honestly, the last time I recorded my last FBA video, the same thing happened. So there's like, my FBA videos are like cursed. But I'm determined. So let me just state apologies if I happen to repeat myself, because I already said it yesterday and can't remember if I said it in the part that was recorded or not recorded. So we're going to just jump back in. So here we've got the Jungle Book. I'm going to try to speed it up just in case the little audio gremlins come to steal my voice again. All right, Jungle Book. Again, as I've said, I know I said this yesterday, people like to find the version of the book that they have that nostalgia factor for, you know, because the illustrations bring back that feeling from their childhood. So this went for $7.45 and my net was $2.27. And again, yesterday I talked a bit about, I try not to have anything below that $7.99 mark. So I did go in yesterday to double check that, and there were a few items that had dropped below that level. And it must have been when I was using a repricer for a while, but I quit because I don't know, I just quit. So it must have happened before I quit the repricer app thingy. I don't know. So I'll have to keep an eye on it. Okie dokie. So next up, again, puzzles. I send in puzzles that I find that are sealed. $13.95 is what it sold for, which net me $7.85. Probably picked it up for $1 or $2, maybe less. These I bought on clearance at Barnes & Noble after the holiday season. And I have some more in there, so I went and bumped those prices back up, because right now, yeah, they're selling for $6.90, but I think they'll sell for more later. So it net me $2.84. I probably picked them up for $1 or something like that. So it's not really quite worth it in that respect, but I bumped the prices back up. Okay, so this, my son's, I think the luck, like I think I'm the vehicle for the luck to pass through. I don't know if I've shared my lucky charms. Like I've given people good luck objects and they have become lucky. And I know there's a debate about me saying people are lucky right now, but for fun. It's for fun. Okay, this is just for fun. If I give somebody a good luck item. But that being said, the two people that I have given a good luck charm to have been very lucky in the day that I gave it to them. And my boys have won the school raffle 3 years in a row. So, and to me that's crazy. So they've won 3 years in a row. So this is from not this year, but the year before. James won the girl Lego set because he put his tickets in the boy Legos and the girl Legos because he liked some of the figure, not the figures, but some of the buildings and the things like that. But this was in that raffle winning, and he didn't want it, so I'm selling it, or I sold it. So this one sold for $9.99, which net me $5.47. Earned back some of that raffle money. Again, nostalgia in vintage books. The Tale of Flopsy Bunny sold for $8.99, net me $4.73. And I'm pretty sure I told you guys, the thrift store that I like to go to, their kids' books are 10 cents a piece. The other one, the kids' books I think are about a quarter or 50 cents. Very worth it. And then Disney sing-along songs sold for $9.79, net me $5.06. That is, take off the 10 cents that it costs to buy it. The charity shop sells their VHS for 10 for $1. My favorite one, that is. General, like, digital learning book sold, net me $9.11. I'm going to go a little bit quicker for you. This was a book that we had at home that when we were clearing out some of our books, brought in $5.48. And this is one of those little books. So it was a little paperback of Little Women. It sold for $9.99 and net $5.23. So even if I just go and buy like a bunch of kids' books for 10 cents and send them in, even if because if you think about it, $4 or $5, you couldn't take it to Barnes & Noble and get $4 or $5 for a kid's book. You know, there's no way. Okay, so more of these color shifter changey cars sold. This one sold for $11.53 and brought in $6.78. I got these when they were on clearance. Thank goodness. I wish I'd gotten more. Maybe I got them all. If I know me, I got them all, but who knows. This was a Batman book I picked up at a garage sale. My son decided he didn't want it, So it sold. Got $3.14 for it. Then these are some Eric Carle animal flashcards. Again, I picked up at a garage sale. Sold and I get $6.54. If I skip over it, this is what it sold for right here. That's what it sold for. And these are like the Amazon fees and whatnot. I know it's high, but hey, it's Amazon. Okay, and then I'm not sure again if I talked about, look at those international books, the foreign language book section, because there are not as many, you know, when you get online and people are going to look for those foreign language books. And if you have them in your bookstore, I don't know if there's not that many, but I always look at them and I always end up finding a few that are worth some money. So $9.98, just don't overlook them, basically is what I'm saying. Brought in $5.22. I probably bought it for a quarter or 50 cents. So, and then, oh, I popped these two up because somebody bought two of my Tom Swift books. Tom Swift and his Spectro Marine Selector, and Tom Swift and his Repellitron Skyway. I loved these books, and I know I was saying, I wish I had scanned the covers of them because the cover art is so cool on these books. So for the both of those, they both together sold for $23.52 and brought in $11.85. I got them at a church garage sale. I bought the whole box full of them, and like I think it was less than 20 bucks for the whole box. Again, this is another book that we had here. We have a lot of nonfiction in our house. So, and this again, I was saying, there's no way you would take this book probably to not Barnes & Noble, Half Price Books and get $5 for it. So why not just scan your books that you're going to take up there and see if they're worth sending in, you know? Why not? Why not? This is one of those that I picked up after Christmas from my local Kroger's, and I told the story about how I had my cart full of like Barbies and kinetic sand, and then my friend's husband comes around the corner and literally my cart is overflowing with all these toys, and he's like, "What are you doing?" Yep. So she sold for $15.98, which net $10.56. And in one of my previous videos, I mentioned, you know, if you see the Barbies, a lot of people just automatically, oh, it's Barbie, you know, it's a dime a dozen. But look for the ones that are not the blonde Barbie, because there are people that are not blonde that want a Barbie that's going to look a little more like them, you know, brown hair, tan skin. So keep an eye on that. Something to think about, that's all. That's all I'm saying. We're not all blonde Barbies. Another Tom Swift. Just look at that cover. Tom Swift and his ultrasonic cycloplane. The titles. Come on. So $9.44 is what it sold for. I net $5.11. And then this is some Bakugan I picked up at a garage sale. I got $9.62 out of it. Maybe got for $1 or $2. Really. Another, look at Tom Swift and his Atomic Earth Blaster. What's going on with, I have a lot of Tom Swift books that sold this time. I brought home $7.78. Another one of my children's books that went in, I brought home $3.88 on that one, The Planets in Our Solar System. Here's another one, Tom Swift and his G-Force Inverter. So cool. This book brought home $25.58. Not bad. Not too bad. Here is another one of my kids' books, Grover Down on the Farm, $4.84. I challenge you, could you take this to Half Price Books and get $4 for it? I don't think so. I could be wrong, but again, another kids' book. And I show you all everything because I want you to see just the variety of what all I pick up. I don't go sourcing out like the normal, and just catfish, you know. Here it is. Okay, so I brought $4.77 because it sold for $9.91. Did I click that open twice? Probably. Macrame Animal Art sold for, and I got $3.88 off it. Weird. I don't know. And this was in the foreign language books as well. This is Dangerous Liaisons, but in the French version. And so $13.92 is what it sold for, and I got $8.57. And this was a cool, come on now, kind of like magazine, paperback type of thing. Sold for $9.99 and brought $5.58 home. I'm checking my volume. Okay. And then patterns. Patterns, another thing I like to scan and see if they're worth sending in. This one sold for $11.99 and I net $7.63 off of it. I probably, again, got it for a quarter most of the time. These I look at this. Look at this. Okay. These I bought on clearance at Target. They had them on the end cap, and I think there were maybe $3 for each one, $2 or $3. And I bought them all, and they haven't sold as quick as I was hoping they would. Maybe they will sell. I don't know. But maybe because they're more a dime a dozen, like you can go buy this, not a big deal, right? They're just alphabet blocks. I don't know. So, but still, sold one, brought home $12.55 on it. Not bad, I think. Not bad. Another book, this one's about football. Brought home $7.39. In the Night Kitchen, this is the Spanish version of In the Night Kitchen. I love Maurice Sendak. Love him. And this one sold for $19.97, you know. It's just a kid's like paperback. Well, it says this one's a hardcover. Okay. $13.32. The one I have is a paperback. Okay, and now here's one of my grandmother's spiral bound like art China painting seminar type books. So this one sold for $18.99 and net me $12.49. So take a look if you see these out. You know, now the Amazon Seller app has that flow where because there's no barcode, but you can scan the cover of it. And if there's a listing there, you can see, you know, here we go. So now they've got the little where you can scan. Ooh, it's showing you my messy room. Scan the cover and it'll pop up if there's another one like it out there. So it's worth looking at. It is. Another Barney VHS sold for $8.55 and net me $4.01. Again, I got it for probably about 10 cents at my charity shop. Then this is more vintage books. I'm a sucker for them, but so are other people that want their vintage books back. So $13 is what it sold for, and I got me $7.40. And then these, again, I wish I could remember where I picked them up because I got, maybe it was at Kroger. The same when I got that's what I'm thinking. When I picked up the Barbies and the kinetic sand, I think they may have been on the clearance section there at Kroger as well. Because I got, you know, a few different ones, the dog and the elephant. I think that feels right. That feels like where it's from. Anyway, $18.99 is what it sold for, and net me $13.12. Cool. Another vintage book, Anne Can Fly, and that one went for $25. Brought home $18.34. This was one of the charity shops near me. All of the religious books, when you go in, you can choose 3 for free. So I always look for the Bibles or hardback, nice, you know, more vintage type ones. And so this one went in and sold for $22.99 and net $15.84. British Teapots, that was one of my grandmother's books. I got $4.02 from that. This was one that when I was at the museum, I checked their clearance at the museum, and they had a whole bunch of these 12.15 Magna Carta books. And I got them all. They ended up being about 95 cents a piece. And I sent them in, and I've had one sell. They'll sell eventually. So $4.33 is what I made on that one, minus 95 cents. Okay. I picked this up at a garage sale. Hello Kitty phone case, sold for $19.99 and brought me $13.97. How to Be Awesome sold for $14.45 and I got $9.37. I think I got that one at a garage sale. I remember being very happy with that book. Kind of regretting I sold it. Here's another one of my grandmother's painting seminar books. This one sold for $19.99. Brought home $13.73. And again, these were all ones that already had listings up. So it doesn't hurt if you find something like this, you know, and it just looks like somebody made it at their kitchen table, you know, in their dining room for their friends. Scan it, because these manuals, these China painters really like to have these, they're kind of like follow along manuals to show you how to make certain painting styles and things like that. Imagineering Way sold for $19.99 and net $13.73. Another one of my kids' books, Thomas and Friends, brought home $3.14. And here was another German book, sold for $9.99 and net $5.58. Beavis and Butthead, But Oween, sold for $24.99. Nothing to laugh at there. So $17.98 is what that, you know, 10-cent investment. Come on, that's awesome. That's why we do this. And then another foo-foo sold and brought home $13.12. So I don't remember if I shared, you know, exactly what my totals were for the month of May, but I made probably about, I think it was around, I'm trying to remember what I said yesterday. It was between $400 and $450 for the month, which I think is really good for passive income. Was it $350 or $450? I don't want to go back and count it up again. Let's say 400 and call it split. So between 350 and 450. But yeah, like I said, I haven't sent in a shipment in a couple months. I've sent in 2 or 3 shipments since January, so in the half the year. And I do generally ramp it up closer to third and fourth quarter to get more inventory in there for Christmas. So after I get back from our vacation, I'm going to be looking into that, getting things sent in a little bit more. So yeah. All right. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you found this video helpful, useful, hit that like button down below. If you have any critiques or any advice or just want to say hey, drop me a comment down below and I will read it and comment back. And I will talk to you later, guys. Go out and enjoy yourselves. Bye.